Coming to you, Yasir sir, coming from Hysab Kytab, right? By the way, this Hysab Kytab is a very catchy name. बड़ा ये attract करता है कि हिसाब किताब क्या चीज़ है. So basically you are an aggregator, right? Could you please, since the morning we have been talking about aggregators, could you please shed some light on what actually is an aggregator? And in Pakistan, do we have a very limited role of an aggregator, or we are doing as a full-fledged aggregator?
Sure.
And plus, share with us some statistics of aggregators if you have. A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
So can you hear me? Okay. The name is so catchy that it caught me. I've never lived in Pakistan. I've never worked in Pakistan. So it's only 7 months ago that I moved back to Pakistan. So this was Hysab Kytab, which I saw, and I saw real potential in it. So I thought, like, it's about the time that I move back to my homeland and do something. Acha, Hysab Kytab is an aggregator, and the way we have been talking about different definitions. So definition is the only thing that will keep changing, and this is how I can see Hysab Kytab, for example. It's the PFM. There were some stats that I have asked my team on the way. I said, like, send me something about, like, why we should be feeling so proud about being, there are many other reasons, but like one of the reasons that we are the only PFM in Pakistan. And I hope, like, us as Pakistanis, we support in the financial industry this product. If you talk about the global Findex, from World Bank, which was published in 2017, I think, the financial inclusion for the developing countries was around like 65%. And for Bangladesh, it was, I looked at it, it was like 61% or something. And Pakistan stands at like 35%. So we have a lot of, gap to cover right now, So we, at Hysab Kytab, what we do is that we go to the basics. I've met a lot of banks here, and we are doing a lot of fintechs. And we are doing a lot of good things, but like, the basic thing that we need to do is to understand our customers. When I say understand our customers is, once you only once you understand the need of the customer, then you can pitch your product to the customer. So if I go into the banking side, you have KPIs such as product per customer that you want to increase, the revenue per customer that you want to increase. You want to maximize your ETBs, you want to improve your NTBs, right? For all of that, you need to understand the need of your customer. So I was, thinking about some use cases that I can use with you, which might show you why an aggregator like us is very crucial for the financial inclusion, for the financial literacy, and also for the women empowerment. That one of the initiatives that State Bank have. Think about all of us. We have helps at our homes. For example, we have a maid, we have a chowkidar, we have a driver, right? And we pay them in cash, right? So when we talk about, as they say, like, charity begins at home. So the first thing I thought about was how can we change this dynamics, and how can we help them open a level 0 account for, for, let's say, there are many wallets that we can help them open. But like, the way we can help all the major fintechs to benefit from this idea is that we are agnostic to any fintechs. We are agnostic to any e-commerce players. So we have all the e-commerce players in Pakistan. Daraz is, inshallah, like in the third quarter, we'll be having Daraz also on board with us. We have all the rest of them integrated with Hysab Kytab. And the reason is that we want to understand our customer behavior and help them sell more, Likewise, for the fintechs, what we are doing is that, for example, the bill payment service, he mentioned, we are working with one link on that. So, imagine a user who never had a level 0 account, let alone level 2 or the major accounts. So for this user, when he sees the bill for electric bill, and we give him 5 different options from wallets, and these are competing for this the wallet of this customer, and this customer has never been, financially included, and we make it very easy for this customer to create his account, right? So now, this payment that used to be the cash, that used to be the ATM withdrawal, after which like no bank have any visibility where this person is spending. So we as Hysab Kytab are able to understand where the people spend in what categories. We can we can help this person create a level 0 account. We can help this person need not to go to the shop where he has to go to the shop where he sends the money to his village. So his wife can also open a level 0 account, and let's say like down the line he finds out that he only needs to send 5,000 rupees, for example, and the remaining 5,000 he can keep with him, and after 2-3 months, we can identify that this is one of the user who can be graduated to a savings account in one way or the other. So we can help the fintechs move things upwards towards the financial inclusion, right? And we as Hysab Kytab, we know exactly the spending pattern of the users. We know what happens to the money after it has been withdrawn from the ATMs. We know, for example, I'll ask this question to the audience here. Do you think 18,000 rupees saving for a user is a good saving or not?
18,000 rupees.
18,000 rupees only.
Is it a good saving in Pakistan? 18,000 rupees.
Right. So it's not.
This is my half of my grocery bill.
No, the reason I'm saying is that like when we saw, we have all the various users in Hysab Kytab. So we saw some users. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So we saw some users who were spending 30,000 rupees on fuel, whereas the income they were showing was around 60,000 rupees, right? So we were baffled by this, that why would you spend this much? Then we found out that these were Careem users and Uber users who were spending there. So right there, for the fintechs, for the financial institution, there's an opportunity that you can offer some kind of banking product to this user, where this user next time when he goes to his, to fill up his tank, he can get a 5% cashback.
Yes, sir. Can we have some statistics of aggregators, as in how many aggregators do we have? Just like you were sharing some very interesting figures.
Yes, I forgot to share this with you.
Please, this is a must share. And
so on the way I was coming here and I asked my team to send me some stats. So we have 7 payment platforms in Pakistan.
7 payment platforms.
Payment platforms. We have 11 payment gateways. We have 7 digital lenders in Pakistan.
7 digital lenders
in Pakistan. 28 payment apps. We have 9 investment apps. We have 7 financial comparison apps, and we have only 1 PFM.
That's an excellent provision.
Yeah,
excellent. And when we talk about aggregators, the challenge of integration with the EMI and the banks.
Yes.
That is something which is the challenge.
In fact, like one of the things okay, I've lived most of my life in New York, right? So one of the things that that kind of like was really upsetting for me was like, as a user, even if my account is in the bank, the data that I have in the bank does not belong to the bank, it belongs to me, right? So if I am allowing any application, any third-party application to use my data for that, the state bank should allow me to kind of, to integrate with any application. So today, Hysab Kytab, we are finding ways to improve it, and we are working with State Bank.
Right.
In fact, like we are working on the policy also. If we can allow the open APIs integration for the third-party apps, then people would start using their personal finance manager, in a way that is used in the West. We will have more reasons for people to become financially included. So this is something you can help us with.
Sure. Coming